This video is sponsored by Rockler Woodworking and Hardware. Create with confidence.
Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. I got a pretty cool project for you this week. It's a horizontal Murphy bed. Now you know I spend a lot of time in the shop, but I don't spend that much time in the shop before I need to put a bed out here. I temporarily have it sit out here so I can show it to you. It's going to find a permanent place in the house when all's said and done. The bed itself is made from oak. It's a combination of solid oak and oak veneer plywood. The hardware for the bed that allows it to fold down and everything is a Create-A-Bed Murphy bed mechanism hardware set that's available at Rockler Woodworking and Hardware. Now the trim, the great thing about this is you can do a lot of different things to decorate your bed or to give it that unique look. Now the handles that you see here are not just for appearance sake. Two of them actually have a double function. They are the locks for the bed that keep it in its upright position, and they're also the legs of the bed. So when these two outer handles are lifted up, that unlocks the bed, and then you can use the inner handles to drop it down. Now the action on the bed up and down is absolutely smooth, and it has a lot to do with the Create-A-Bed hardware. The pistons that come with the kit provide a real smooth motion, and your mattress acts as a counterbalance to the weight and everything. So there's no problem bringing it up and down, and it's just perfect. I'm very happy. I can't say this about a lot of projects, but this project from start to finish went smoothly. Now, it has a lot to do with that hardware kit, and you're going to hear me refer to this hardware kit because inside that hardware kit, not only did it come with the hardware itself, but it came with a full-length DVD that walks you through the steps from start to finish on building this bed. It also came with 3 booklets. There was a blue booklet that talks about the assembly and of the bed at the final stage and hooking up the pistons and everything. There was a white booklet that's the instructional booklet if you're going to build your bed out of melamine. And then there was a yellow booklet, which you're going to hear me referring to a lot because it is the instructional booklet if you're going to build your bed out of plywood as I did. Well guys, enough show and tell. Let's get into this.
To build this Murphy bed, we are going to use the Create-A-Bed Murphy bed mechanism available from Rockler Woodworking and Hardware. The Create-A-Bed Murphy bed mechanism comes with 3 individual pamphlets depending on the style construction you plan on using, as well as a full-length DVD with step-by-step instructions. The Create-A-Bed Murphy bed mechanism hardware set comes complete with 2 pistons, 4 ball stud plates, 2 bed stops, 2 locking spring latches with cables, 2 double-acting fully concealed leg hinges, 2 pair of metal pivots, as well as assorted hardware. Some additional items you'll need to build this Murphy bed are some wood screws 1.5 inches and 1.25 inches in length. You'll also need some decorative handles for your finished look, some edge banding for your plywood. You'll also need some finished nails 1.5 inches and 1.25 inches length, some construction adhesive, tape measure, pencil, your plywood, and your hardwood.
Alright, now the first thing to do is to go through your hardware kit and make sure that everything is in here that is listed on your material list. If everything checks out, then you're good to go. We can go ahead and set this aside because we're not going to need it till later in the video. What I've done to prep for this is I've taken my big sheets of plywood and I've rough cut them down to the rough dimensions according to the cut list in the booklet. And now I can go ahead and fine tune those cuts on the table saw. We can go ahead and start working through the process along with the edge banding, assembly of the bed frame, and do this step by step. Let's go ahead and start with the assembly of the bed frame. Alright guys, I'm going to get started on the frame struts for the mattress support. Now the frame struts are made from solid wood, not the plywood. And you can use poplar, you can use pine, you can use any solid wood you'd like. Remember, they're going to be hidden by the mattress, so don't go too crazy on the expense. I'm going to use pine for these, so let's go ahead and get set up for our first cuts. When cutting the frame struts to their final length, I went ahead and set up the miter saw with a support arm at one end of the table to support the workpiece and a stop block at the other end of the table so I can make repeated cuts for the pieces as required for the cut list. Alright, the Murphy bed that I'm building is for a twin size mattress. Now depending on the hardware set that you purchase, the measurements may vary some. According to the plans, I needed 4 13.5-inch pieces, 12 37.5-inch pieces, and 2 75-inch pieces. Now we're going to work with the 37.5-inch pieces now and assemble our frame struts.
In order to assemble the frame struts, you can either use 1.5-inch finish nails or 1.5-inch number 8 screws. Now depending on your fastener choice, make sure that you have the appropriate drill bit that you can use for your pilot holes.
Alright, for my frame struts I'm going to go ahead and use the number 8 1.5-inch screws, and I'm going to follow the instructions provided in the booklet that came with the hardware kit. I'm going to go ahead and run a bead of glue down one piece. Bring your other piece to where it is creating an L shape. Make sure that your ends are flush, your back is flush, and from there go ahead and drill your pilot hole and start your screws. Now you want to go ahead and repeat these steps for all 6 of your strut pieces. Alright, now that I have my frame struts completed, I went ahead and temporarily clamped together my frame sides. That way I can mark both of them at the same time for the placement of these struts. Now with the marking complete, I can go ahead and get the frame sides in place. Now with my frame sides and my struts laid out where they need to be, I can go ahead and use some number 8 2-inch screws to screw the struts to the frame sides. You're going to use 2 screws per strut per side. Alright, now that we have our frame